Well, good afternoon. It's my prayer that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. You and I know that we're such a blessed people compared to most people in the world. Needless to say, 2020 has been a year of a lot of strange events. In March 2020, COVID-19 came on the scene and it affected every country in the world. In Honduras, people were confined to their homes except for one day each week. Later, they could only leave their homes one day every 2 weeks. Schools were shut down and remained closed. Churches were not allowed to have assemblies. And so this created a problem with no jobs, which meant people were without food, without the basic necessities of life. And not only to complicate that, on November the 3rd, 2020, Hurricane Eta made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane. And it did tremendous amount of damage in Honduras and other countries in Central America. And just as they were recovering from that, on November the 16th, Hurricane Iota made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane in almost the exact same place that the hurricane on November the 3rd had made landfall. And so for Honduras, over 1 million people were affected. There were at least 14 deaths and at least 75,000 people who had no shelter, which means they had no homes to go to, they had no place to care for their children, and so it was a very, very stressful situation for those people. Not only that, there were mudslides, and this closed a lot of the infrastructure. It damaged many of the bridges, and so it made it very, very, very hard to get to people who were living in the mountains. And then on top of that, you had 30 inches of rain, and that occurred 2 times in 13 days. There was widespread flooding. Houses were washed away. High winds, houses were blown away. And if you want to see pictures of this, you can go on to Facebook. You can go on to Honduras and type that in, and you can see many of these things as they occurred from the hurricanes. So what this did is affected not only people in Honduras, but it affected a lot of our brethren directly. And many of our brethren are in need of help. Already we have shipped 53 boxes that contain the Magi boxes for children to have a Christmas. We have shipped boxes of clothing and shoes, and that is children's clothing, infants' clothing, women's clothing, men's clothing. We have, in those boxes were also shampoo, soap, toothbrushes, toothpaste, all kinds of hygiene articles, first aid kits, and many, many other articles in those boxes. Already we have sent funds and food packets are being made every day and distributed to those in need. The School of Hope has been opened to house any that might need shelter. The municipality is using our water treatment plant to furnish fresh water to people in and around Catacamas. And so there's a lot of things that are taking place in Honduras as far as helping the people there. But all of this takes money. And it cost about $100 to ship a box full of articles. Food packets, it costs about $12 for a food packet, and that food packet will last a family for approximately 1 month. There's a story I want to end with, and it's about a starfish. There was a great storm, much like this hurricane, these hurricanes that come in on the coast of Honduras. And a man after the hurricane was walking down the beach, and on that beach was many, many starfish. And every now and then he would reach down and he would pick up one and he would throw it back into the ocean. And finally he got to this man, and this man said, "What in the world are you doing? You can't do anything for all of those starfish." And the man looked at him, and he reached down and he picked up one and he threw it back into the ocean, and he said, "I made a difference for that one." Now, we can't help everybody in Honduras, but we can make a difference for some people. And that's what our goal is. And this is an opportunity that the Lord has given to us to be able to help the people, our brothers and sisters in Honduras. And so we want to encourage you to give. We want to encourage you to bring your contribution by to the Northridge Church of Christ. And we will make sure that every penny of that is spent on the needs of the people there in Honduras. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.